Hey guys, it's Dan with Something Fishy, and I want to talk today a little bit about something that's really important in our industry, and that's sustainability. So, something that we put a lot of effort into is sourcing our animals sustainably, and that can mean a number of things. So, for example, with freshwater fish, about 90 to 95% of the fish that we have incoming into the industry are generally aquacultured already. And supporting aquaculture, which is fish that are raised in captive environments, are really used to tank life, is a great way to not pull animals out of the environment. Additionally, they're also pretty hardy as they're already used to these systems rather than being pulled out of a wild environment and getting reacclimated to a new lifestyle. But aquaculture isn't always the best way to go. So, for example, sometimes sustainability is about sourcing animals from the wild, like our saltwater fish here, which we do get aquaculture things, but I'd say maybe only about 15-20%. The rest are still wild caught. But what you want to look at when you are sourcing wild caught animals is a couple of things. You want to work with facilities that actually take an interest in the animal care so that they're treating animals as needed, that they're handling them properly, and make sure that the organizations you're working alongside are really on the right track with that stuff. You also want to make sure that you're getting from short supply chains. So the more that an animal is handled, the more times it's caught, the more facilities it goes through, the more times it's bagged and transported, the harder it is for that animal to thrive in the long term and to handle all that stress and be healthy in your tank. So you want something that is only passing through a couple of hands and that gets to you quickly. A good example of, I'd say, one of each thing. So, for example, aquacultured animals, clownfish. Entirely 100% of the clownfish that we carry are aquacultured. These are naked clownfish here because they lost their stripes. These guys are awesome tank inhabitants. You almost never lose any of them. They're just built sturdy, and it's a really good sustainable way to get clownfish rather than pulling them out from the wild. Yellow tanks, for example, come out of usually Hawaii's fishery, which is one of the best well-managed fisheries in the world. It is a prime example of really short supply chains. The people that work in this in these areas know exactly how to catch fish, know how to handle them, know how to take care of them, and pack them and ship them to you properly. And the numbers in the wild are not being depleted; they've actually been growing for a while. So it's a really sustainable way to source wild tanks, yellow tanks. So in terms of freshwater and how to source things sustainably, another really great example is the cardinal tetra. So this is a fish that comes both aquacultured and wild caught. Oftentimes we actually do get this fish wild caught for a couple of reasons. So in the wilds, these animals actually die during the dry season, so they live about a year's time. When you put them into an aquarium, they can actually live 2 to 3 years, so they have a longer lifespan in the aquarium. So the fishery that these cardinal tetras are coming from, by supporting that, we're actually supporting low-income local communities, and we're preventing aggressive industries, invasive industries like agriculture and logging from taking over and helping promote a sustainable industry. The numbers of these fish in the wild are not dwindling. These things spawn by the millions, and we actually give them an awesome life here in captivity. Project Piapa, if you haven't heard of it, is a project that is led by New England Aquarium, which is actually helping to further build this fishery. In addition to cardinal tetras, they're bringing in all sorts of other cool things in a really sustainable manner. So at the end of the day, what we really want to do is create a sustainable product. So we want to have either low impact or no impact at all on the environment, or even a positive impact sometimes. We want to bring you happy, healthy fish, and we want the tank to be sustainable too. So we want these to be able to thrive in your tank long term and be with you for many days to come.